I'm going to show you a list of words. Don't write them down, just watch. Bed, rest, awake, tired, dream, wake, snooze, blanket, doze, slumber, yawn, pillow. Got it? Good. Remember that list. We'll come back to it. And when we do, your brain is going to lie to you. Because everything you think you know about your own memory is wrong. Here's how most people think memory works. Your brain is a camera. Events get recorded, stored, and played back. Maybe the tape degrades a little, gets fuzzy. But the recording itself? That's real. That happened. Except that's not how any of it works. Your brain doesn't store memories like files. It stores them like recipes. Every time you remember something, your brain doesn't play a tape. It rebuilds the event from scratch using fragments, assumptions, and whatever you know now. Psychologists call it reconstruction. And the reconstruction can go wrong in ways you will never, ever feel happening. How wrong? Let me tell you about a car crash that never had any broken glass. Afterward, she asks one question, but she changes a single word. Some people get, how fast were the cars going when they hit each other? Others get, how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? Same film, same crash. One verb. The smashed group remembered the cars going significantly faster. But here's the part that should scare you. A week later, she asked, did you see any broken glass? There was no broken glass in the film. None. The smashed group was far more likely to remember seeing it anyway. One word, asked after the event, reached back in time and edited the memory itself. They weren't lying. They saw the glass, in a memory of a film where it never existed. And if a single verb can plant broken glass, what can a whole conversation plant? In the 1990s, Loftus ran an experiment that's now famous. Lost in the Mall. Researchers gave people 4 childhood stories collected from their own families. 3 were real. The 4th was fiction. The time you got lost in a shopping mall at age 5, cried, and were rescued by an elderly stranger. It never happened. Their families confirmed it never happened. About a quarter of the subjects remembered it anyway, and they didn't just nod along. They added details: the color of the stranger's shirt, the fear, the relief. Their brains took a suggestion and grew a memory around it, like a pearl around a grain of sand, which raises a very uncomfortable question. How much of your childhood is stories your family told you, that your brain illustrated afterward? Now you might be thinking, sure, small stuff, word lists, malls, but the big moments, those are burned in. You'll never forget where you were. Psychologists tested exactly that. January 28th, 1986. The Space Shuttle Challenger explodes on live television. The morning after, researchers had students write down exactly how they heard the news, where they were, who told them, how it felt. 2.5 years later, they asked the same students the same questions. The vivid, emotional, burned-in memories? Many were wildly different from what they'd written the morning after. Wrong room, wrong people, wrong story entirely. But here's the twist that matters. The students were confident. Some, shown their own handwriting from 1986, insisted the new memory was the true one. Confidence and accuracy are not the same thing. Remember that sentence, because in a courtroom, that sentence is life and death. 1984, North Carolina. A college student named Jennifer Thompson is attacked in her apartment. During the assault, she makes a decision that takes unimaginable composure. She deliberately studies her attacker's face, every detail, so that if she survives, She can identify him. She survives. She works with police on a composite sketch. Then she's shown a photo lineup. She picks a man named Ronald Cotton. Then a physical lineup. She picks Ronald Cotton again. Police tell her, that's the same man you picked before. Her certainty locks in. At trial, she points at him. The jury believes her. Why wouldn't they? She did everything right. Ronald Cotton is sentenced to prison. He serves over a decade before DNA testing finally exists and proves the attacker was a different man entirely. A man named Bobby Poole, who was in the same prison. Jennifer Thompson never lied. Her memory did. Each time she identified Cotton, the identification itself overwrote the original face. The lineup became the memory. By the trial, she genuinely remembered Ronald Cotton attacking her, with total confidence and total sincerity. And she was wrong. Mistaken eyewitness identification is one of the leading factors in wrongful convictions, later overturned by DNA. Not lies, not corruption, just memory, doing what memory does. Which brings us back to you, and that word list. No scrolling back. Answer honestly. Was the word dream on the list? Yes, it was. Was the word chair on the list? No. Easy. Was the word sleep on the list? If you said yes, your brain just manufactured a memory. Live. While you were watching a video about manufactured memories, sleep was never on the list. Every word was related to sleep. Bed, rest, dream, pillow. So your brain filled in the center of the pattern and filed it as something you actually saw. It's called the DRM effect, and it works on most people, most of the time, even when they've been warned. You didn't misremember. You remembered something that never happened, confidently. And now, the part that ties it all together, the part neuroscience only figured out recently. When you recall a memory, it doesn't just play. It becomes temporarily unstable, chemically editable, and then your brain has to save it again. Scientists call it reconsolidation. Every act of remembering is also an act of resaving, which means the memories you revisit the most, your best day, your worst day, the story you always tell, those are the ones you've resaved the most times, edited the most times. Your most treasured memory may be the least accurate one you own. Every time you remember something, you may also be rewriting it. Whoa. What?